Hey everyone, this is Devin here with Daily Fantasy Solutions. Just wanted to take a second and show you how easy it is to use our MLB Cheat Sheet. We're here in Slack, which is our VIP room. For more info on VIP, head over to dailyfantasysolutions.com/VIP. A little video here to show you what it's all about. Some info, pricing, as you can see, very affordable. The month and week options get you access to everything we do. You can try it or you can subscribe, which is auto renew. So anyways, here's what Slack looks like. As you can see, I've posted today's cheat sheet. This is just a preliminary cheat sheet because we update it and repost about 6:30 to 6:40, and that'll have all updated info with final lineups, final stats, and updated projected ownership, which is very important, especially for cash games, because cash games you want chalk. So we're going to go ahead and build a DraftKings cash dummy lineup here. So starting with pitchers here, as you can see I have a ton of info. I have all my pitcher info here, including pricing, all his data. The cool thing about our data is it is based on the opponent's actual final lineup. So these are gonna look a little bit different in the final sheet because I'll have all of these final lineups. So if, say, the Reds roll out a lineup full of backups, these numbers are gonna drop, and it's gonna show all that here. So it's a really neat way to look at pitchers. Every once in a while you'll be able to find a lone guy that jumps off the page using this, and nobody else really does that. Everybody just uses generic info. We're using actual final lineup info, and everything's based on handedness of both the pitcher and the batter. Anyways, for cash games, what we want is we want projected ownership. We want to nail as much chalk as we can. If you nail chalk, you're going to have a chance to compete every night. So right off the bat, I can see I've got Paxton, and then I got two value plays in Porcello and Musgrove. So I'm going to go ahead and just remember those three. Those are my targets as of now. Move on to the next position. First base catcher here, I've got Brennan Belt out a bit by himself. I've got Jock here as well for even a little bit less than Belt. So if I need the salary, I can drop to Jock. And then at catcher, I've got Sanchez, or I can go with some value like a Chirinos here, or even a Kurt Castley down here as a punt play at 2.5. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going through each position, kind of getting a feel for it, and then I'll start building from there. Second base, you can see we've got Scooter, 3.1, very cheap. Altuve, still underpriced at DraftKings, but 3.8. Obviously, if I can get Altuve, I will. Slightly higher total, batting higher in the lineup, better rank, but if I need the value, Scooter's in a nice spot. Got big wins blowing out in Chicago. 4.6 is a decent total, especially at that price. So these are my two targets. Moving on to third, we have our first automatic play, very easy. As of right now, Arenado is going to be chalk, plug and play. Next position, same thing here with Story. He's double up anybody else, plug and play here. Moving on to outfield, you can see, no surprise here, huge Vegas total for Colorado. We've got two more Rockies way out in front of everybody else, Blackman and Dahl. And then you can see Schwarber. Schwarber is entirely too cheap. Huge total, batting leadoff most likely. Nice stats. The matchup's not ideal with Castillo, but again, they're in Chicago where wind plays a massive factor. Wind is blowing out, hence the high totals. Schwarber is way too cheap here. If you don't like Schwarber, you've got Mookie, JD, all about that same ownership. So now I've got a feel for all my bats, my pitchers, so now I'm going to start building. If you remember, we had Paxton way out in front, then we had Porcello and Musgrove. I really like that Musgrove price, but there's a little bit of weather here, so make sure you check on weather. If weather's an issue, then I would pivot to Porcello. Now I know I had Arenado, Story as automatic plays, and I also liked that outfield of Blackman and Dahl. Remember, they were out quite a bit, and then Schwarber is just too cheap for me here. So that leaves me here. You can see I'm going to need some value. If you remember, we had Belt or we had Jock. So if we went Jock, punt with catcher, which was the Kurt Castley play, leaves us with 3.5, which would lead us to Scooter at 3.1. That leaves me a couple $100. If you wanted to upgrade jock to belt, if you considered that an upgrade, you could go that route. And just like that, in 5 minutes, and actually even less than 5 minutes, because I spent some time explaining, I now have a very quality cash dummy lineup. And all you're going to do when that final cheat sheet comes out is you're going to go through, do the same process, take a look at every position, get a feel for the top two or three guys at each position ownership wise. Outfield, obviously, you're going to look about 5 or 6 guys, and then just start building. Start building, tinkering. You know, jam in the guys that are looking really chalk, and then be a little bit flexible with the other spots, but just always trying to utilize high-owned guys. If you can get a chalk lineup, you're going to compete every single night. You may not cash every single night, but you're going to be right there, and you are going to cash at a 60% plus range, which is enough to make money if you're playing properly. And the best part is you don't have to pay $50, $100 per provider lineup that might split with other subs, and you're making your own unique lineup, which is awesome, super easy to do. You don't even need to research. Simple as that. For GPPs, you can also use all the cheat sheet info. That's where all these stats come into play. Vegas totals are huge. These rankings take all of these stats, hitter and pitcher stats based on handedness, plus implied total, and they spit out a number. We don't do anything by hand here. So you can see like a Jordan Luplow here, down here on FanDuel, 2.5, high owned for a reason, fantastic play. You know, some GPP plays at a little bit lower ownership. You could be looking at a Bellinger here. So there's plenty of info here to utilize for your cash builds and your tournament builds. Also, we post a ton of content on our website, also in VIP. You can see we have all of these rooms, coaching rooms, we have alert rooms, we have some private channels where you can talk directly to coaches, coaching channel where you can talk to all of us. It really is a great way to learn, and you don't have to rely on others anymore. And we also have our content room where we post all of our articles. You can utilize our articles each day to help you build tournaments as well. For instance, here's today's article, Stack 'em Up, which is a stats-based look at the top stacks of the day. You can see here all batters with 200 plus ISO against pitchers giving up 200 plus ISO. Houston, right here, you could be looking at a really nice low-owned stack, as everybody else goes for your obvious Colorado targets and GPPs. So lots of really good info to utilize, and all of it can be found in VIP. VIP really is one of the best deals in the entire industry, if not the best. So definitely check that out. If you have any questions on the cheat sheet, on VIP, anything else, just hit us up on Twitter, and we will get right back to you. Thank you.